In this video, we're going to write out the location and the angle measurement for all of the angles that we typically see on a unit circle. So we're going to start with the multiples of pi over 4. We know that multiples of pi over 4 catch all four places where the unit circle crosses either the x or the y axis. And it also includes one point in the middle of each quadrant that splits each quadrant into two even pieces. And so those would be the points that we have for the multiples of pi over 4. Now if we look at the multiples of pi over 6, we still have the four places that, let's use a smaller here. We still have the four places where the unit circle touches the either the x or y axis. We want to include that as in our multiples of pi over 6 as well. But then we have that each quadrant is split now not into two equal pieces, but rather three equal pieces. So that puts a point on either side here of that blue point that we have already for each quadrant. And these are going to make up all of the points that we have for the multiples of pi over 6. So now we see that this gets rather busy. We got 3 points specified in each quadrant, as well as the 4 points that we have that would be on the axis, on one of the two, either x or y axis. And so we need to be able to figure out what each one of these angles is. And I still do recommend putting this all together through counting, but as you're counting and going counterclockwise all around the unit circle, you've got to make sure that you're only including the points that are relevant for each one of the multiples. So we know that for pi over 4, we have this starting place of 0 that if we go all the way back around, we get back there as 2 pi. And so we can either see that point as 0 or 2 pi. So now as we are counting, we have 1 pi over 4 here to begin with, 2 pi over 4, which reduces to pi over 2, 3 pi over 4, 4 pi over 4, which reduces to pi, 5 pi over 4, 6 pi over 4, which reduces to 3 pi over 2, 7 pi over 4, and we know we get back to where we started at 8 pi over 4, which is 2 pi. So that takes care of the multiples of pi over 4. Notice that I only grabbed each one of the 4 that are the top, bottom, left, and right of the unit circle, as well as 1 point right in the middle of each of the 4 quadrants. So now I need to get to the multiples of pi over 6 to catch all of the pink points that we've missed. But as I am doing the counting, I do know that we've got an overlap there of the ones that are on the top, bottom, left, and right of the unit circle. And so in particular, I'm still starting and ending here at this place that we can understand to be either 0 or 2 pi if we go all the way around. And then I start as my first multiple here as pi over 6. And then I go all the way around just as I did for pi over 4, but I'm only catching the locations that are pink. So I've got 1 pi over 6, 2 pi over 6 is pi over 3. 3 pi over 6 is our pi over 2 that reduced down. 4 pi over 6 is 2 pi over 3. So that's 4 pi over 6, 5 pi over 6. 6 pi over 6 is my pi that I already have, and then I have 7 pi over 6. 8 pi over 6 reduces to 4 pi over 3. So that's 8 pi over 6. 9 pi over 6 is my 3 pi over 2. So that's 9 pi over 6. 10 pi over 6 reduces to 5 pi over 3. So that's 10 pi over 6. 11 pi over 6 doesn't reduce. And then 12 pi over 6 is back to our location of 2 pi. And so as we have counted and gone around the unit circle just 2 different times, one is multiples of pi over 4 and one is multiples of pi over 6, I now have an angle associated with all of the points that we usually look at for unit circle points.